Hey everyone, welcome to InsightsByRish. In today's tutorial, I am going to demonstrate how we can create custom dataset. So I made this video a few days back of object detection using YOLO, but in this project I didn't show how to make use of custom dataset. So in today's video, I am going to show how we can create the custom dataset and further how we can use it for any object detection project. So starting with prominently, I am going to demonstrate two methods here. The first one using LabelImg and the second one using Roboflow. The LabelImg method is the manual annotation method and the Roboflow method is auto labeling method. So the very first method that we are going to use is LabelImg. So as you can see here, I have this folder in which I have the images of various animals, and this images that I'm going to use to create custom dataset. So I know they are very less in number, but just to demonstrate the example, I have taken them. So here we have this various images. So very firstly, what you have to do is you have to download all the tangential images to your project idea. After downloading them, what you have to do is you have to put that all together in a folder. Now after putting that in a folder, you have to rename it to some sequential order starting with a name _0102 and up till the end point. Now after renaming this, the kind of folder is ready where you have all the images that you are going to use to create custom dataset. After doing that, so now you have to open your terminal here, or you can say your command prompt. Now after opening that, first you have to install the LabelImg module. So just say pip install LabelImg and press enter. Now I already have that installed in my system, hence it is appearing that requirement already satisfied. In your case, it will get downloaded. Now after downloading that LabelImg module, you have to open it. To open it, you just have to say LabelImg again. Just after typing this LabelImg, when you press enter, the LabelImg application will get opened. So as you can see, this is the application. Now to open your desired directory, here you have to click on this open directory option. So let me just do that. So here I will click on open directory option, and then you have to open your desired directory. As you can see, I am currently in this image directory. Let me just say here animals, and I will click on open. So as you can see on your right hand side, let me just show it to you. Here you can see all the images are getting displayed. So these are all the images present inside my directory. Now next, what you have to do here is to create the annotation, you have to create a bounding box around your image, or we can say the object from your image. So you have to click on this create rectangular box option here. So let me just do that. After selecting that, you will get this grid. As you can see, I am getting a plus cursor, and along with that I am getting this grid. Now you have to draw a bounding box, or in simple words I can say a rectangle around the desired object that you want to annotate. So let me just select. So this is the object that I'm going to annotate. After selecting that, a small pop-up box will appear here, and here you have to give the desired label. So let me just say that the label that I want to give to this object is dog, and then just click on OK. So as you can see, for this particular image on your right hand side, let me just show it to you. This particular label for the image has been created. Now the next thing that we want to do here is, after doing that, we have to save this image. Now we have to save this image with the same name. So we have to click on this save option. So clicking on that save option here, you have to store that image with the same name as it was previously. Just click on save. Now after doing that, what will happen is, let me just open this folder for you. Just a minute. Now you can see a new XML file has been generated for the first image. So first image was of dog, and for that a corresponding XML file here has been generated. This one, fine. And this is the XML file that you will require for any object detection task. Now what this XML file holds is, let me just open it. So as you can see, this is the XML file that we have, which consists of all the information about our object. So it consists of the file name, then the path of file, then it consists of some image dimensions here. After that, it also consists of information about our object. So here the name of object that we have given, then the pose and all those, that stuff we don't require. We just require the name, and then these are the bounding box parameters that we require. This bounding box is what we have drawn here. Fine. So this was the XML file for just for the first image. Similarly, you have to generate the XML files for all the remaining images. Now this first image was having just a single object, or you can say the first image just consisted of a single object. What if you have multiple objects in a single image? So let me just open this image, and as you can see here, you are having multiple objects in a single image. You have a dog, a cat, butterfly, rabbit, and a squirrel. So in this case, you have to give all the annotations to individual objects from your images. So let me just demonstrate that to you. So going back here, let me just zoom this, and once you have saved that, then you have to click on this next image arrow. Fine. So let me just click on that. It will take you to the next image. Now in this image, as I said previously, we have to annotate every object individually. So again, I will click on this create rectangular box. Now first I will draw a bounding box around this dog. So let me just do that. And be mindful about the extra space around the bounding box. You just have to capture the object, not any extra space around the object. Again, this pop-up box will appear. Now it already consists of this name dog because this was the label that we have given in the previous image. And we will just click OK because it already has the label. After that, we will again click on this create rectangular box option, and we will again draw a bounding box around this cat. So let me just select this image of cat here. Again, a pop-up box will appear. Now you have to give the label as cat, and let me click on OK. So as you can see on your right hand side, 2 new labels have been added for a single image. Thirdly, we have a rabbit here. So let me again draw a bounding box around that, and I will rename it as rabbit. Then I will click on OK. So a new label has been added. Similarly, I will perform it for squirrel as well. Then I will name that as squirrel. And also that has been created. Now after adding all these annotations for the individual objects, then you have to click on save image. And again, you have to save it with the existing name. You don't have to make any changes in the image name. So clicking on save. Now after saving that, let me just show you the XML file here. So as you can see, now the XML file for the image 2 has also been generated. Let me open that. So this is the XML file for your second object, and as you can see, it also consists of the similar information about the image as I said previously, but here you have individual object tags. The first object tag is for the label dog, the second object tag is for the label cat, the third object tag is for rabbit, and the fourth one for squirrel. So this is the XML file for the second object. Now in similar way, you have to generate the XML file for all the remaining images. Once you do that, you are good to go. You have created your custom data set, and you can further perform any kind of object detection task there. Now this was the first method of label image, which is a kind of time consuming one, because this can only be performed if you have a limited size of data set. What if you have a huge data set which consists of thousands of images? In that case, you cannot create XML files individually, or you cannot perform annotations individually for every other image, because that will consume a lot of time. So the second method that I'm going to demonstrate here is of Roboflow, which helps you to auto annotate the objects. So for that, let me just take you to Google here, and here you can see I will provide the link of this in the description box. Once you sign to the Roboflow, and you will get this screen. I will provide the link. Open that link and you will get this screen after you sign in. So now you have to create your workspace. You have this free plan here. You don't have to go for any subscription. You have this free plan here, and after clicking on this free plan, you have to give a name for your workspace. So let's give our workspace name as InsightsByRish. So Insights, just a minute. Once you give that name, then click on create workspace, and then if you want to add any teammates, you can go ahead with that, but I don't want to add any, so I will just click on continue without adding others. So a new workspace is now getting created, and as you can see, this workspace has been created. Next, you have to give a project name and annotation group. So as you can see, this is where you are giving the project name. So let me give this project name as animal images dataset. And here you also have to specify some annotation group, that is on what groups you are going to categorize your image dataset. So let me give that here. So dogs, then cats, then squirrel, monkey. So you don't have to give all the labels here. You have to just specify 2 or 3 and then you're good to go. Then you have to click on this create public project. Now once you click on that, here as you can see, you have to upload your folder to perform annotation. Either you can upload individual files or you can go ahead for uploading an entire folder. So I'm going to upload the entire folder here. Let me just open this folder and delete these XML files. Now I will drag and drop this entire animals folder here, and after doing that, as you can see, all these images are displayed on the screen. Now what you have to do, once you have uploaded this, you are going to click on save and continue. So the images are getting uploaded here one by one. Now after this entire uploading has been done, you will get an option of start auto label or start Roboflow labeling or start manual labeling. You have to click on start auto label. Now here you have to enter the labels. So let me just show you, just a minute. So here you can see, here you have to enter the class name and the prompt to identify the object from the image. Also, here you have this 4 test cases. These are just the test cases to evaluate how good your prompt is to identify the objects automatically from the image. Fine. So let's start doing that. So first class name that I'm going to give here is cat. And the prompt is also I'm giving it cat because it's not very difficult to identify the cat. Any model can do that. So I will just then click on add class. After doing that, then I'm going to give the class as giraffe. So we have a giraffe here, so giraffe, and even the prompt will remain as giraffe. Then again I will click on add class. Then I will give the class name as hen because we have a hen here, so hen. Fine. Then I will again click on add class. Now to evaluate how good this auto labeling is happening on our test cases, you just have to click here on generate test results. Now you are getting this warning because you have one empty class here, so you don't require any empty class here. I will just delete it and I will again click on generate test results. So the auto labeling has been started, and as you can see, it has auto labeled the objects from the images, that is cat. Let's check for the next one. So this is hen. As you can see, even the hen is getting detected automatically. And here on the left hand side, you are getting the confidence score, or you can say the confidence threshold, that with what confidence threshold the auto labeling is happening. Let me take you to next test case. So as you can see, this is giraffe. And again, now this is the 4th image, and as you can see, this is not getting any label. And let's see what's the reason. This is because the confidence threshold right now is 50% and the model is kind of skeptical about whether this is a cat or not. So we have to decrease its threshold. And as you can see, here I am decreasing the threshold, and as I am decreasing the threshold, the labeling is happening, which means now the model is not very skeptical about this is a cat. Initially it was skeptical about labeling it as a cat. So once you decrease your threshold, the labeling is happening. So this was the first 4 test cases. You can even change the test cases here. So now we will select some different images. So let me just first untick them and then select the desired ones. So I will select panda, then the multiple images, dog and squirrel. Let's click on save. And as you can see, right now it is not getting labeled because we haven't entered any class name for this particular image. But in this multiple images, as you can see, the cat is getting detected. Now right now it's detecting the dog as hen. This is because, again, this is because of the confidence score. If you just increase this confidence threshold for hen, even the dog is now not getting the label of hen, but the cat is getting the label of cat. Fine. So now we have to enter new classes here. So let me just edit all, and here I will click on plus sign, and here I will add a new class. So let's add the class name as dog, and even here dog. Now after adding that, we will add one more class here of panda, so panda. After that, we will add a squirrel class here, so squirrel. So basically the prompt and class name will remain same. If by chance you are working with very complex images that are difficult for model to detect, then in that case you have to give a detailed prompt, but otherwise you have to just give the same class name as a prompt. and then we will click on save all. Now after saving it, as you can see, the dog is getting detected, but the squirrel and the rabbit isn't. Rabbit isn't getting detected because right now we haven't given any label for rabbit. But let's see what's the problem with squirrel. Let me decrease the threshold for squirrel, and even after decreasing it to a lot of extent, still the squirrel is not getting detected. This is because it's present in a very small shape in the entire image. That is, from the entire image, a very small portion is dedicated to the squirrel, and that's the reason why the squirrel is not getting detected. So these are some of the disadvantages of the auto labeling part. Now going back to the panda. So as you can see, even this panda is not getting detected here. So what you can do, you will again click on edit all, and then you will give some prompt here for panda. So you can just say here white face, black body, or you can say white circular face, and then black body. Fine. Also we can say here black eyes, and then click on save all. Now you can see the panda is getting detected. This is because now we have given some prompt, and initially it was not getting detected because we have a lot of unwanted objects in this particular image. You have a lot of leaves on the body of panda, and that was the reason the panda was not getting detected. So the case when you're working with a slightly complex images, or due to some reason your images are not getting detected, you have to play with the prompt and the confidence threshold. So now the panda is getting detected. So this was for panda, and as you can see, if you increase this confidence threshold, the label is getting disappeared. So you have to play with confidence threshold as per your requirement. Now going to the squirrel image, as you can see, the squirrel is getting detected here, but even due to the prompt of black eyes, even it is labeling the eyes of squirrel as panda. So you have to change your prompt. So this kind of auto labeling is happening here. Now what you have to do, once you have entered all the classes here, so whatever classes you have in your entire data set, that you have to insert here. Right now I have just inserted cat, giraffe and hen, but whatever classes you have in your entire data set, that you have to insert here. Now after doing that, you will click on this auto label with this model, and as you can see, this pop-up screen will appear. You have to just click on start auto label. So in the center portion of the screen, the annotation is happening. It will take some time. So now the annotation has happened, and now you have to review the job. So just click on the start annotation option here. Let me just show it to you. Just a minute. So you have to click on the start annotation option now. So let's click on that. And here you have to approve. So as you can see, I haven't annotated the parrot yet. I have just specifically annotated few images there. I haven't annotated the parrot. Also, I haven't performed an annotation on deer and monkey. This is just for example, and hence I have just shown few specific examples here. You have to do this for all the classes that you have in your dataset. Then here you have the approved folder and the rejected folder. So first, from this to do, you have to approve the images for annotation further. So just click on approve all. And as you can see, all those 10 images are now present in this approved folder. And as you can see, for these 2 images, I haven't performed any annotation. Hence, I will reject them. I will click on this reject all. So now they are present in this rejected folder. Now only these approved images will further get generated into XML files for our custom dataset. So be mindful about what you are approving and what you are rejecting. So even here you can see the progress of 10 approved, 2 rejected, 0 annotated and 0 unannotated. So this was the progress here. Now that you have performed this approval, you will just click on this add approve for dataset. And here, as you can see, you will get the train test split ratio. So this will help you to put certain images from this entire dataset into the training folder along with their corresponding XML files, and certain images into the test folder. It also gives you the option for validation folder, but I don't want to create, so I will just drag it to the test. So now out of this entire images, that is from the 10 images, 90% images will be present in the training folder and just 1% in the testing folder. Or else let me just change this ratio to 80-20. So just a minute, I will change this ratio. And now you can see out of this 10 images, 80% images will be in the training folder along with the corresponding XML files and 20% in the testing folder along with their corresponding files. So you can even see here that in total we have 10 images to add. From that, 8 are now going in the training folder and 2 are now going in the testing folder. So just click on this add images, and as you can see, the inserting images to dataset is happening. So once you do that, now you have this dataset here with 10 images. So further, what you have to do, now you have to click on this generate option here. So let me just click on that. So once you click on generate, as you can see, you are getting some data about the source images here. That is, you have 6 unique classes in your data set and the train test split data. And then you have to just click on this continue. You don't have to perform anything in this pre-processing part. If you want, you can go ahead with resizing, but I will just click on continue. And even here in the augmentation step, we don't have to perform anything. I will just click on continue. And now in this create step, you have to just click on this create. So as you can see, this is getting initialized. Now the dataset is generated. The next thing that you have to do is just click on this download dataset option here. Just click on that, and you can download this in 2 different formats. Either you can get the code to download this, or you can directly download this in the zip format. So I will do that. I will just click on zip format. Now I am downloading this in zip format. That's okay. But you also have to select the kind of dataset that you want to store out of this. Now you might know that I am performing this object detection in this particular video with the help of XML files, that is Pascal VOC, and hence I will select the same format here of Pascal VOC from XML, which will generate us an individual unique XML file for every image. So I will just click on that and I will click on continue. So the downloading now has been started. It will get downloaded soon. So the downloading now has been completed. Let me show you the downloaded folder here. So here it is. As you can see, this one is the folder that we have, and that is right now in the zip format. Let me extract the contents here. So after extracting the contents here, you are getting this particular folder. Let me open it for you. You are getting the readme file here from Roboflow, and you are getting 2 distinct folders, train and test. If you would have selected the validation portion there, the validation folder would also have been created here. And let me open this training folder right now. So as you can see, after every image, we are getting a corresponding XML file. And even in the testing set, let me just show it to you. So you are having 2 images here along with their corresponding XML files. And the XML files will be pretty much similar to their original format, but let me just again see that. So yeah, as you can see, it is in the same way that we generated using the label image for the first image of dog. Fine, and this is the label that we gave there. So this is the second way of auto labeling the images, or you can say auto annotating the images with the help of Roboflow. And this actually helps when you have a very large data set. When you have specific amount of data, then you can go ahead with LabelImg by manually labeling all the objects from the image. But if you have a very large data set, in that case, you can directly upload the folder on Roboflow and create this auto labels. I will also provide the link of this object detection video in the description box. So do check that if you want to further go ahead with the object detection tutorial. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching.